Hello everyone, this is the Super Wig Maker, and in this video I wanted to talk about the Futura hair that I have on my side, and I wanted to make a very good introduction to the Futura and what's the difference between Futura and every other synthetic that you found on the internet. Now, the most famous synthetic hair is the high heat resistant fiber, which is the most famous one. It's being overused everywhere, from cosplay wigs. Every wig you see online with those lace fronts that have 2 inches and then too much hair, the ombre and stuff, it's most likely high heat resistant fiber, and that's it. Another one is the Hyperlon, which is being used by Ardo wigs, and they also have another version which is shinier, but I'm not really sure what that is. And then we have the Futura, which I'm going to introduce to you. I'm going to try to keep this really fast, so I'm not really going to talk about everything here. I got the factory. These are 77 different shades of color. Some of them are pretty crazy. I separated these because some of these are, for example, the crazy colors, what I don't care about. They are on stock, and some of them might not be on stock, but I like them. For example, the white one, they don't have it in stock, but I really like it, so I just have it here. So what I want to show you is that I also got plenty of this color, different color, 33 ombre, 1B to purple. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna keep getting those crazy colors, but I just have it now. 27, 613 typical, 1B typical, and then I have one that is 1B to 4 to 27, and this is very beautiful. So you're gonna find this all the information on my side about the lengths and everything, and this video is not meant for that, so I'm just gonna talk about a couple of things. So here I have two pieces of synthetic hair. This one is the Futura, and I'm gonna have this on 613, so you can very easily differentiate the two. And then I have the high heat resistant on black. I have to be honest with you, when I took this out of the package, I couldn't put the comb in and brush it. This came out of the package and it was ready to brush and everything, and it has nothing to do with packaging. This hair, I swear, like, let me just show you. Long time ago, I made a wig using this specific hair, and I regret it. I have never in my life used this wig. I've never worn it anywhere. It's not, I mean, the lace is not even cut. Look at that. It still has the excess lace, and that thing just tangles by itself. The surface of that keeps getting, like, just by being, look at that. You can't even just separate the hair without it just dragging. Look at that. And this is a wig that has absolutely no product, nothing, and I wasted my time doing that. Oops. Because this is a full lace wig, and I did a very delicate job, just so you can see. Look at that, how good that looks. And it's a full lace. Even in the back it has a very good definition and everything. So this hair, just look at that. I can't even, it's gonna tangle without even wearing it, much more tossing it around. And I'm gonna make a test right now shortly without further ado. So what I did is that, because I wanted this to be a fair comparison, I just took the time, separated the hair. I lost a lot of strands this way, but I just brushed out all the knots it had, and then I just heat processed it with mild heat because it is heat resistant. And now the brush can very easily go through, not easily, but it can still go through. Look at that. It can actually go through, and that's the important thing, that I'm gonna start this test by both the pieces being brushable. Look at that. I can brush it. Of course, this is even better. Like this slide, look at that. It actually slides and doesn't care. Alright, you're gonna have to forgive the noise, it's from the outside. And as you've seen, I just tossed the hair around, and this hair just didn't want to get tangled. As you can see, it's pretty good. Like, I'm gonna take another test right now, because that shaking didn't really, look at that, I can't put my fingers in there without it getting those little tangles over here. See that? And it can only get worse, because this is just freshly brushed hair and freshly heat treated hair. Well, this hair, you can just put it in that, look at that, it doesn't even want to stay there, it just slides off. Alright, and the moment you just brush it, look at that, it becomes brand new. Yeah, especially in the ends, it started getting tangles, and the moment this one gets a tangle, it gets even worse, because all you have to, if you brush it, it just gets even more tangled. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the hair and I'm gonna roll it, and roll and roll and roll. Look at that. And then this side, I'm just gonna brush it, because I want this rolling to just keep being embedded on the main hair. Look at that. You wouldn't really do that on any hair. I might get out of the focus right now, but what I'm doing is that I'm actually just rolling it and then just brushing out. Look at that. Oops, that went off. I want to tangle it as much as possible on itself. Alright, you see what I did right now, and I'm probably gonna have to keep this somehow. Nope. Oh yeah, I think this is gonna do. Alright, I'm gonna keep it right over here, because I don't want this to start unraveling by itself, because that hair will probably start unraveling before I even brush it. So I'm gonna take this hair, come on, alright, and I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna start off by brushing it off as good as I can, and I'm gonna do exactly the same. I'm gonna roll it like so, roll, roll, and I'm gonna remove the roll from the back, roll, and I can't even roll it correctly. Look at that, it already started having problems in the back. Passing this specific test means that the hair that will be able to be brushed after this is acting better than human hair, because if you do that to human hair, it wouldn't be able to just withstand all this tangling mess, especially if it's not virgin hair and it's highly processed hair. Alright, I'm getting out of the focus again, I'm sorry for that. The hair is very long, and I wanted to have long hair because it's the hair that usually tangles the most. Alright, and now we have this already. I left out some spots, sorry for that. So look at that. Doesn't that look like it's messy? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this out and I'm gonna brush it. Look at that. With a couple of brushes, this is going to be perfect. See? Look at that. Nothing. And I'm gonna leave it again. This is the second test on that. Let me just take a look at that. If I place the brush over here, there's nothing you can do. Alright? Like, I'm keeping the hair like that, it doesn't even want to unravel by itself. And right now we're gonna have all kinds of problems. Look at that. It doesn't want to. Yeah, it ruined my brush again. This is very hard. I'm telling you, you can all get the hair and do the test. Look at that. What happens here in the end now is that it started getting too frizzy because of all the knots that end up here. And it's still not perfectly. Now this hair, once it's been, yeah, I can still, look at that, it still has knots. And the last test that I can do is that I can actually braid the hair. A normal braid, nothing too, sorry, nothing too weird or anything. Just a normal braid with 3 strands. So I'm gonna take this out first, and you can see how this is going to unravel itself, because it's pretty silky and pretty, like you don't even have to do anything. Look at that, no braid. And if I brush it again, it should brush pretty nicely, smooth and no problem. Of course, the vigorous test that I'm putting this hair into shouldn't be replicated by you, especially when you take to wear this hair. Just don't damage it, don't torture it that much. The hair wouldn't really, it's not like, it's not something out of the world, it's something real, it's a material, and it does have a stress point. But what you would do is it would rub against your clothes a little bit, it would get, like, you know, tossed around, it could get a little bit of a twist, and by brushing it you would just make it back to being perfect. And at some point you also have to just heat treat it again, it's gonna be brand new. Alright, so it takes the braid out on itself. Yeah, it also took the braid out, but as you can see now it has 3, look at that, it has clumps in the end. Yeah, so many problems, and as I said, this hair is brand new, so if it gets all these problems so easily, it will tank eventually, and I lose a lot of strands because of this pulling stink. So yeah, this is the test that I did. The Futura hair is like 10 times better. You can actually run your fingers in without having those webs forming here. Like, look at that. You pull it and it doesn't want to go. But if you do exactly the same on the Futura, it doesn't stay there in your hands. Let me just do it like that once again. Look at that. And even if you just open it like that, synthetic hair will get a problem. Brush it and brush it again, and it's perfect. Look at that. And brush it. And I'm not even brushing it from the lower part and then going in the front. I just toss it like that, and then I put the brush up here and brush it all the way to the down, and it has absolutely no knots. So yeah, that's it. Perfect.